Gut motility. How do the cannabinoids affect your gut motility? I got this question from a broker, so let's jump into it. I'm Lex Pelger. I do Canna Education for CV Sciences, the makers of Plus CBD, who has excellent CBD and THC products for your guts. So let's start with the most important thing you need to know here. You have a ton of cannabinoid receptors in your guts, CB1 and CB2. And yes, they do seem to regulate motility as well as the secretion of gastric fluids, as well as epithelial permeability, which is the lining of your guts and how permeable it is to stuff getting inside. Also very involved with the immune system of your guts and your brain regulation of your guts, but we won't get into those today. Let's start with this paper because it covers a bunch of different cannabinoids, and basically when those cannabinoids are activating the CB1 receptor, the CB1 receptor acts like a physiological brake of your intestines and your guts, and it slows things down. And it does this by inhibiting the ongoing contractile transmitter release. So there are less contracting transmitters in there because of the cannabinoids. This reduced intestinal motility can be a good thing because it can help to soothe nausea and prevent vomiting and diarrhea. But in certain conditions, you don't want the intestines slowing down. The cannabinoids also seem to inhibit the release of gastric acid, as well as causing delayed gastric emptying. So it takes longer for food to leave your stomach. And again, that can be helpful in certain conditions, but also for something like cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, there is a theory, and everything about CHS is a theory. There's a theory that the cannabinoids might be making it harder for your food to leave your stomach, and that might be part of the reason for the nausea and vomiting of CHS. Then for CBD specifically, this excellent review just came out with a whole bunch of data about CBD and intestinal motility specifically. And basically, yes, in most of the times that they've looked at this, CBD or CBD-rich hemp extracts slowed down the intestines. But out of the 4 studies that they did in humans, only in one of them did it have a significant effect. So, yes, this does seem to be happening, but also it's not a giant effect. In fact, as they title a section of their paper, limited human studies have not yielded conclusive impact of CBD on intestinal motility. That being said, even though the science of what's happening here isn't completely clear, what is clear, if you go to CVResearch.info and look at our collection of studies on this, there are a lot of people using the cannabinoids for colitis, Crohn's disease, and IBD in general. And so I have other videos about that, but because we have such a widespread cannabinoid system in our guts, it seems like high levels of CBD and low to moderate levels of THC generally seem to help people there. As always, your mileage may vary, and if you want to give this a try, start low and go slow, but it's worth considering cannabinoids for your guts.